is no more to happen here, as we do see Jarvan coming in the bot lane, uses a flag and drag, doesn't knock anybody up. Wizyu is the target though. They're trying to jump on it. Mexi is actually being turned back as well. Jokerism going to be able to survive a little bit. Ooh, Mexi nearly gets taken out there by the boomerang blade. Very close. He has got some biscuits of rejuvenation to show. He should be fine. It's very good. Interesting gank there. I think it might have been a little bit of misplay though from Jarvan. Didn't quite get the knock up, but overall pressure still pretty much in UWhatMate's favour.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of time spent in the bot lane for Sam Hodge, and it's a lot of time that Proper Panda spent farming. So Proper Panda distinctly has the advantage here as Sam Hodge is coming into the mid lane. Yeah,
coming into the mid lane. See if it coming in against the flag and drag. Going to see if it forces the flash. Ignite did go down. That's all that's going to be there from that. Again, good pressure from Sam Hodge. He's trying to be aggressive because I think he kind of knows that once that Warwick gets his, as you say, the single target death ult, it's just going to be a lot harder for him to help his team. As we did see bot lane actually just notice the blinking red health bars that you have to taken very, very low, and it's going to be a free lane for UWhatMate to be able to farm that up. Shawzy, don't think you want to be recalling just there, but Warwick, he's still hugely ahead in terms of CS because he hasn't even gone back yet. He's going to be picking up some big items when he eventually goes back.
Yeah, and there's a massive CS difference in this bot lane now of 13, which is fairly significant at this point in the game, and it's even going to get even worse for Hayden because he's going to be losing these minions to the turret. A really nice lane played out by Wizyu and Jokerism. Sam Hodge could have potentially done better in that gank, but it would have required what's called those weird Korean flash mechanics. He would have had to flash during his EQ and get the knock-up as he flashed past in terms of distance past. He could have got a double knock-up and potentially secured a kill there, but that didn't happen, obviously. Sam Hodge choosing to save his flash. Maybe wisely, might need a little bit later on. He's actually going fairly low and going to have to back, but Warwick will be hitting level 6 very soon. In fact, he already has hit level 6, and there's a whole level for Sam Hodge to cover now to get back to there.
Yeah, a whole lot of time nearly, I wouldn't say wasted, but it's a whole lot of time waiting, I should say, and you'd imagine Warwick will be heading towards a lane, probably the top lane, because that's been a little bit of an island recently. No one's really gone up there, and Aurelia's just been, and Nar have just been farming up. Nar has got himself a 10 CS lead. He might actually maybe go for the blue and then go bot lane, but it depends on who hits level 6 first in this kind of, bot lane, because, hard disengage with hard engage. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, there's no flash on Mexi right now. There is a flash on Hayden, however, and he has got that Valkyrie too, so it's not an attractive lane to gank. Really, I think the most attractive lane to go for would be Shawzy, because he's got quite low base movement speed as it is, and also, obviously, then he's got that egg that they want to potentially get down, but they are going to look to go straight up for Chi Killer. He hasn't got that Mega Gnar form available soon, and this is where it's going to go now.
Yeah, he's going to go in. Mega Gnar, he's going to use the ultimate, forces the flash. Aurelia actually comes in as well. They're going to get a first blood. That's first blood over to Proper Panda. The death ult comes for fruition. Flash. Oh, he misses the ultimate, but it doesn't matter. They get the Cataclysm down. They didn't miss the ultimate. He missed the flag and drag. They do burn the shockwave as well, but is a kill there for Anivia. Nicely done there. So they trade kill for kill. Both junglers doing exactly what they need to do. Good reaction play from Sam Hodge.
Yeah, and you just saw the damage as well coming out from Proper Panda. He has that Skirmisher Saber. He is going for that Devourer enchantment. This is going to be that auto-attack Death Warwick that you're used to seeing in solo queue at the moment, guys. He's going to be really strong. He's going to take out this... Oh, kill in the bot lane potentially.
Oh, maybe. Yes, one more auto-attack does it, but here comes the Chi Killer with the teleport. They force the flash and the heal. Here comes Proper Panda, though. They may be able to get away. Jokerism has a goal. He gets away for the boomerang. It's not going to be enough, though. They're trying to jump on the Chi Killer, but Shawzy is there. He is low on mana, but Proper Panda will go down. It's a double kill. They're changing this over completely. They're trying to get Corki up with the missile barrages. They're going to be able to keep Keys alive. Orianna just wasn't really in that right frame of mind. Keys is still sticking around. Chi Killer just going to jump around, try to keep him, but he might have to be a little bit careful as we get more and more damage coming out. Keys maybe able to turn around. Orianna is coming around. They're trying to go for this dragon as well. This is such a dangerous situation right now. Flag and drag, move back up. They're trying to see if they can get something else. This is so close for everything. Wizyu goes in. They come the ultimate. Transcendent Blaze has been used. Sona did go down though, while the egg and the dragon is still procced. There's so much damage coming down. Eventually goes back. They're trying to jump in. Keys has actually turned his attention back on the Chi Killer. He's being forced back now. He maybe have shut down. He does, but there's 3 people chasing the Aurelia. I don't think he can get away with this. No, he won't. It's going to be the ultimate. No, there it is. Shawzy picks up that kill. Jokerism comes down, but it's far too late. Dragon didn't go down, but ill over that. They are trying to hard push this mid lane with Proper Panda and Brixton. That was such a long engaged. I don't even know what was going on.
Catch your breath and I'll tell you about it right there. That was really nice play with the teleport from Chikala. They managed to pick up a kill in that bot lane, and a really, really sensible decision when you have your top laner teleport down is to go immediately for that dragon. Brixton, however, was there and ready and waiting and managed to zone out with the ball. I think there was a potential for Brixton to pick up some kills if he'd used that shockwave correctly, but he opted not to use the shockwave and actually just went for the zoning that he could potentially get out of it as he's going engaged on by Hayden here. Oh, the shockwave!
Good shockwave. They use the ultimate from Mark as well, but there are 4 people. Oriana says, good luck to you, Warwick. I am out of there. And that was a little bit of a bait on his teammate there. Brixton, I don't know. I think he should have a little lack of communication. They should have decided to whether or not they should have went for that. And ends up being another kill towards Electi. But even then, look at the gold lead. It's 200, yet they have 3 kills.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't get all this global gold advantage, especially with the dragon not providing you any global gold. And actually the first bit of chunk of global gold is going to go over to you, what, mate? But dragon no longer gives you global gold, it gives you these scaling buffs. And the first of that, the one that Electi has just picked up, is 8% AD and AP. Now, in the early game, that's not going to make a noticeable difference. It's essentially saying you get 1 extra AD per every Doran's Blade, probably a little bit less than that really in the true essence of things, but it's not a lot in the early game. The further you get into the late game, it's massive. It's really, really big buff, and it's something that you don't want to have combined with the rest of the dragon buffs, because it just means that you'll be shredding minions and towers more effectively. And obviously the extra movement speed is great as well on the 3rd dragon buff. But taking these early dragons is a long game play now. You don't take them for the early advantage that it gives you in terms of gold or boosting items. You take it for what the scaling buffs could mean to you the further you get into the game. And taking that first one just gives you the most effective in terms of flat damage to anything. So that's the first one for Electi now. If they maintain dragon control, because remember they now have the timer especially, if they maintain dragon control, they'll have a good chance to get the more effective buffs like 15% damage to minions and monsters, 5% movement speed, that ever so fearsome 15% damage to structures, which means it's going to be so easy to push down these towers, especially with the now inner turrets being harder to siege with that shield. Then, if you get the 5th dragon, you get the wonder buff. It's basically like
the GG buff, as I like to call it.
The GG buff, the one that essentially is like a red buff for the entirety of your team. Without the slow, you just get the true damage on hit over time, and then you double every other buff that you previously received from dragon. Now, if you think about that, ladies and gents, that's 16% AD and AP. That's 30% damage to minions and monsters, 10% movement speed, and 30% damage to structures and towers. If you get that, that is devastating for the enemy team.
Absolutely, and it's going to be quite hard for the, I think teams kind of are still realizing these kind of buffs, and they're not really like, now in that kind of sense, it was a dragon trade, or dragon stack as I would call it now, in favor for 2 turrets, so not the best of trades realistically if they can get keys going with this split push Aurelia, and, the kind of high mobility, tower pushing with Sivir and Sona. But the stacks, as you say, are good enough. They should be able to do it, and they're actually going to push down this mid lane Electi, so you can get a bit of pressure there. But with Sona, Oriana, and Warwick around the place, I don't really see them getting anything huge from it.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a lot of pressure coming down into this Baron area. Obviously, Baron doesn't spawn till 20 minutes anymore, so don't worry, they're not gearing up for a 15-minute Baron, which you may have seen previously. Interesting on Gnar's build, it's going for this basically brutalizer into full tank build. There's a couple of ways you can build Gnar. Triforce is probably the best damage option you can get from him. Some people like to go Blade the Ruin King. I don't think it's as effective. There are just better damage items for Gnar at that point. You can probably go Triforce into the Blade the Ruin King, but it's a lot more damage than you need. Full tank Gnar works really well, especially with just a brutalizer. In the mid game, you'll be doing tons and tons of damage. But actually, I have to give it to Keys. He's doing a good job. And to be honest, Keys hasn't played anything but Teemo and Aurelia this entire tournament. So I would be expecting him to have done this matchup time and time again.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like, Shockwave coming in. Shawzy getting a little bit of damage on top of himself. Sona trying to come in. The flag and drag. Nice movement there. They do get the ultimate out of Sona as well. The Ignite is sticking down. I don't think it's going to be enough. The egg! The troll egg. It's going to be a double kill. Proper Panda's going to jump in. He gets a kill there, but it's only really redemption. Shawzy is the bird, and he stays alive. Damn, I hate that passive so much. It's such a troll passive. They did everything there. Sona tried their hardest to get it, but in the end, it is just the passive they get out of it. They lose mid lane turret. Realistically, it's not something you want to be doing that every 5 minutes. That's something you might need to be careful of. They need to watch that timer.
You saw the damage coming up from Warwick, though, on Jarvan, who has one of the highest base health stats in the game. Never mind that he's gone the warrior enchantment. He has got high base health, ladies and gentlemen. So Proper Panda came straight down with the infinite duress. And the damage you just saw there shred Jarvan away. Right, in a minute and 33 seconds, the dragon will be up. And that'll be really where I think may need to put a bit of pressure. They aren't too far behind on gold. In fact, they're almost essentially equal. So when you're looking at the grand scheme of items, they'll basically be on level pegging. So Dragon will not be a fight that will definitely go in favour of Electi, despite having that Dragon buff that they had previously. Just need to be careful that they don't get caught up before that happens, because if another Dragon goes down, you're moving into dangerous territory. Most people say, at this point in time, if you lose 2 Dragons, it's okay. If you lose 3 Dragons, that's when you need to start to worry. Everyone tends to try and contest that 3rd Dragon if they're 2 Dragons down.
Yeah, and I think as well, it'll be Chi-Killer. He's going to look to try and push that top lane up and get as much damage. If he can take that, go back, and still be available for the Dragon, it'll be a pretty damn good rotation for himself and his team. So do you see him going back? He's going to have to be forced to go back, though. He did lose Mega Gnar for him. And he did get quite a bit of chunk there from Keys, who's actually doing rather well, keeping within that 10 CS. Unfortunately, though, Gnar does have 3 kills. And the red team, I should say, it's going to be Electi, did get the Scuttlebug, so that's going to help them quite a bit in terms of vision. Again, it's just going to be a vision war now. 20 seconds till Dragon. So much damage coming out from Sivir's Boomerang Blades already. As you say, Jarvan, he has got one of the highest base health in the game, and she is chunking him right now. There is not really a lot that he can do about it.
And yeah, I mean, it's what we were talking about earlier on, Bloodpenguin. We were saying the zoning potential of just Boomerang Blade in this mid-game is really powerful. It just scales really well into the mid-game. Obviously, it becomes less and less effective the further you go on, but Jarvan hasn't yet itemized any armor, so this Sivir will be doing extremely high damage with that Boomerang Blade, even on what you consider the tankiest turrets. Gnar has picked up a Sunfire Cape and... Oh, an engage though.
Oh, great engage. They actually forced the flash as well, but there's 2 teleports coming down as well. It's going to be Jokerism and Hayden going down, but Chi-Killer jumps into 4 people. Hayden and Jokerism going down in that bot lane, going at it. They're trying to see if they can get something out of it, but it is going to be Jokerism, or not Jokerism, sorry, Chi-Killer, who ended up dying. Bit of a situation with Warwick as well, when he ended up just left by his team, saying, "I'm sorry, friend, we can't really go in onto this." Hayden getting chased down by Proper Panda. The Dragon was proc though, and the Jungler is not there. He's trying to go onto it. He's got his ultimate. Will he use it? He needs to run away though, because here comes the flag and drag. Dragon did go down in favor of his team instead. So overall, they burn the flash and the Cataclysm, but they still come out of it on top. Dragon did go in favor of you what, mate?
Proper Panda just solo zoning the entire team by himself and then flashing out and surviving as he's going to take this blue buff away. I think actually, Sivir picked up the blue buff there as Brixton's going toe-to-toe with Shorzy. Are we going to see Brixton go down here? Does manage to dodge out the stun, and his team are there to backing up. Brixton's going for it.
Brixton's going for it. Will he be able to survive? I don't think the last tick of the night will take him down. They're trying to take out Shorzy. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Wizu going to be taking a lot of damage himself. They need to be careful of that kite potential. Chi-Killer comes back in, and here comes Key. Said, "Hello, I am your friend." Not today, though. Chi-Killer are going to be able to back away with the zoning potential of Corki. I think Caden's just kind of playing like, I'm really low, but I don't want to go back yet, so I'm going to throw a bomb out and just scare everybody. He's done that quite a few times, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about how tanky Chi-Killer was potentially going to be coming into these fights, but just Warwick absolutely destroyed him. And it's probably partly due to the fact that Devourer and Skirmish's Saber doesn't do any extra AD damage. It's all true and magic damage on hit, so Gnar, having picked up armor right now, won't be effective. Obviously, true damage goes through any resistances you have, but won't be effective against the magic damage that Devourer brings to the table. So that's why you saw him go down so quickly as well as, oh no, Kings, you need to be careful, my son.
Needs to be careful. He actually forces out a lot of damage as well himself. Has to use his Transcendent Blades. Mexi does come up as well, so they are trying to get this top tower going. Corki is in the bot lane, so he's not going to be able to help out with this one. And Nivea and Oriana is a huge wave for what you want, mate, in the mid lane, so they're going to have to deal with that one as well. And I honestly think this is going to be a pretty easy tower to take for you what, mate.
Yeah, and obviously combined with you and Propaganda Panda here and Brixton coming around the back, this is actually going to be a fairly Opportunity to tower dive.
Ooh, nicely done. Proper Panda takes the first kill. He used a crescendo and he landed on top of one. Here comes the shockwave. Actually hasn't been used just yet. They're trying to go into Sam Hodge. The bot tower did go down in the meantime. Warwick goes down. Jarvan is still there. They're in the icy pool of death. Like a shockwave comes in, hits on the Shawzy, but they still haven't been able to take him down. He's got his passive up again. I'm almost certain. They're actually juggling this tower angle very good. But there's the shot. That's the passive. They're trying to kill him off. They will hit one more shockwave. There it is. The auto attack from Orianna, able to get that one. They're trying to jump onto Mexi. Don't think they're going to be able to catch him just yet. Key's going to get his jump in the second. There's the stun. He's a dead man there. And all the time down in the bot lane, Sivir and Hayden were going at it. And Corki coming out trumps on that one. But they do pick up the top turret. So it's a true trade and a load of kills. You what, mate, coming out on top.
Yeah, Jokerism needs to be careful here. A stray rocket could potentially pick him off. He does have that spell shield though. But you just saw the amount of damage coming down there as I rather sloppily handed you that team fight to deal with, but Propaganda Panda, so like it's just ridiculous the damage that Warwick does. Now, interestingly, he's going to be going for even more damage in the shape of the Blade of the Ruined King. Now, while I think that's a fairly decent item path to take, we have seen this before. Now, at I-Series, Infused Dan played Warwick and built him exactly the same way, but he allowed the other team a little bit too much time to get back into it, and then Warwick was not tanky enough to deal with the damage coming down. And when you've got a tier, Rod of Ages, Rabadon's, Shawzy, and you've only got the health and the magic resist of a singular Spectre's Cowl to help you out, you just need to be careful where you're picking and choosing your engages, because Propaganda Panda, unless he manages to burst someone down instantly, he won't be surviving in teamfights the way he is right now.
Exactly, yeah. A little bit of a small engage there in the river. Going to be a lot of people actually joining them, but Sona should get out pretty handily. The turret lead does belong to you, what, mate, and we're starting to see now, you know, Shawzy, actually, personally, just from looking at the kind of way the health bars are going, Shawzy seems to be the one with the, you know, the kind of, the tankiest, really, because he's just not able to die, using the Egg Nivea passive, as it's called. It's so hard. I knew that's why he was baiting under tower, but in fair play to you, what, mate, they were able to juggle it pretty damn well, actually. They got out of the tower range pretty swiftly, and it was very nice for them to be able to do that. And it's just going to be a lot harder. The longer this game goes on, you gotta just think it's slowly going to push back into you Electi's favour. You've got the Anivia, you've got the Gnar, who's going to scale into an uber tank as well. So Scuttlebug does go down though. He's going to get taken out, and it gives a little bit of Baron vision. I think that's the first Scuttlebug I've seen taken down, actually.
I think a few of them have gone down left, right, and centre, but they're not. I mean, the thing about Rift Scuttlers is that they provide a small amount of vision around the key objectives, so they're only there for, I believe, 75 seconds. So you don't get a massive amount of vision, but it does allow you a little bit of safe planning around those key objective areas. And there's a minute now until the next dragon, and I think this is why you're seeing simultaneous backs coming out from you, Watmate. They want to make sure they're in the best position possible. Interestingly enough, while I do like Sunfire Cape on Chi Killer in some aspects, I do feel like it won't be as effective in this next team fight. You tend to find that if you want to be an effective tank in team fights, you'll often go for Randuin's first. Just save that one up. And at the moment, Chi Killer isn't surviving long enough to make Sunfire Cape an effective buy. As a Sunfire Cape buyer, you want to be able to survive a decent amount of time. So in Mega Gnar form, it's going to work really well. But obviously Mega Gnar form is only working for a limited time. Once that Mega Gnar form drops, the Sunfire Cape's almost going to be a useless buy for him. So it's sort of a love-hate buy there. It's really great in Mega Gnar form, pretty poor in Mini Gnar form, but a lot of damage coming down this Jokerism before this dragon fight even starts. He needs to be very careful here, Bloodpenguin.
Yeah, he really does. And actually, I think that I'm actually just looking at Gnar's build, or Chi Killer's build. I really feel like the Brutalizer wasn't the best pickup, considering no one's building armor, so there's no armor reduction.
Oh, he's going though.
He's going in, he flashes in, but the show, oh no, he subrows it, and it's going to be Proper Panda completely by himself. He goes down, they try to jump on the Chi Killer, but it's a great cataclysm on the three people. They get one, it's Warwick and Gnar going down now. Corki picks up Sona, they're trying to chase back on top of this. Brixton's going to go down as well, and Nivea was not even touched in that fight. Janna tanked up so much. That's going to be Dragon going over to Electi. That was just unbelievably unfortunate. He sombreroed the Shockwave and it just went wrong from there. Very unfortunate for you, what, mate?
It was really unfortunate for Brixton there, and I actually find his entire build interesting. He's gone for a double mana item on a champion that wouldn't really find that too effective. Now, most people would agree when you're looking for mana items, you'll go one mana item and then you'll go into your normal build. Morellonomicon, in my opinion, is a mana item, just because of the mana regen that it provides you. Then you've got Tyr as well on top of that. I think it's a little bit overkill for me. He's playing for the late game here, but I feel like he needed to look towards a mid-game to late-game power spike. He needs to become a little bit more effective earlier on. Interesting, but...
I mean, Sam Hodge can take this red buff. I think he's going to run away. I'm just noticing that everyone must die to a buff, I feel, in the new jungle. Sorry to cut across you, but... Oh, he does get it in the end. I think he was waiting for a smite. But, yeah, as you were saying, he kind of went for a bit of a weird kind of setup as well, and Anivia's only just going to get stronger, and actually it's going to be Mexi to go be the one maybe have to get out of it. He should be fine. But as you say, he's gone with a bit of a weird build. He's gone, you know, and it's just Anivia's just so much stronger, and she's going to be a lot stronger in the late game as well. Yeah. And when you're sombreroing your shockwaves, it's not helping your cause at all.
I mean, I'm also wondering what the Morellonomicon here was to counter. Often you'll go Morellonomicon when you want to shut down someone's healing. That's entirely what the entire passive is about. I'm trying to work out there's a bit of a juke in the bot lane. Jokerism having to pop the ultimate to get away, and he will. He will escape, but I'm wondering where Brixton is looking to make use of this passive. It doesn't affect the health you get from going into Mega Gnar form. That's not a heal, that's just a flat health game like the Lulu ultimate. And there's no one else on the team, really, that's looking to get health back readily. There's no lifesteal picked up on Corki yet, and unless Shawzy's running Spellvamp runes, you're not going to have any Spellvamp coming out from him. So I just think it's a bit interesting, because most people will go Athenes into Rabadons on Orianna without the Tyr. That's just the standard Orianna build. So I was just wondering the potential theory behind the pickup on the Morellonomicon. I'm sure there is a theory, I'm just not seeing it right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and I see the split push Aurelia already coming into effect. Gnar just a little bit too late to try and deal with that, but they're still trying to get this bot lane turret. A lot of siege ability. Proper Panda coming in. Teleport comes in from Gnar, but he's going to have to cancel it, I feel, because he's going to come straight in. Shockwave comes in, doesn't really hit anything. I think that was a little bit of a wasted cooldown. Was coming in Mega Gnar now. Keys uses his TP as well to come down, and this is a 5v5 right now. Sam Hodge, though, in that bush. He's waiting to pounce. He's already used his Q, so he's not going to have that for a few seconds, but this is going to be a big fight now. I really feel like you mate, just need to give this up.
Yeah, I mean, they are just... Oh, they're going into Sam Hodge, though.
They're going into Sam Hodge. They burst him down as well. Great absolute combo there, and they're going to turn it straight back around. Hayden has to use his Valkyrie to try and get away. Keys taking a lot of damage. Sivir is still coming in. Flash is burnt left, right instead. They use the Ignite on top of Propaganda Panda. They're trying to see if they can go back to this. It's going to be turned around again. The kite is just too strong from Electi, and the gold is dead even as well. Here comes the Sivir ultimate. They're trying to turn back onto this. Jokerism's going to go down, though. Shawzy picking up that kill for himself very nicely. Proper Panda was taking gold at the time, and he's actually going to get blocked by the wall. Here comes Mega Gnar. Oh, it's a great ultimate there. He's pushed everyone back. There's a shutdown on the Corki, though. It doesn't matter, though. Chi Killer, will he go down? Yes, he will. Shawzy is going to end up taking a tower hit, but it doesn't matter. Key is going to keep running. And it's going to be a 3 for 4 in favor of Electi. Shawzy is still tanking the turret, but they're going to be able to get another turret down there. Great, unbelievable Gnar ultimate and outplay there from Chi Killer.
Yeah, he could have thrown them into the wall, but he chose to throw them back towards his team. And combine that with Shawzy, you can see why he did it. They just couldn't escape that whirling death that Shawzy's putting down onto the field. And this 6-1-7 Anivia is doing work right now. A really nice pickup on Jarvan has got that Locket of the Iron Solari, means that Brixton will be doing less and less now, and obviously the magic damage coming out from Warwick will be slightly reduced across his team too, so that Devourer going to be taking a hit. So nice pickup there for Sam Hodge, but right now the star of Electi is Shawzy on that Anivia. He is impossible to kill and does tons of damage across the team too. Interestingly, Gnar going for a Warmog, so just wants to go for this flat health. Obviously, Gnar receiving some nerfs in the earlier game, but this is a desperation Baron here coming out. They're trying to sneak it, and I don't think Electi have any idea.
Electi have no clue. They know the Skullbug just got respawned, so they know they have no vision of it whatsoever, but this is a really, really dodgy play. If Electi smell this, and I don't think they do, they're gonna get it. Very nicely done there by mate. Completely sneak it. Electi have no idea. They're actually setting up for Dragon.
It's crazy. That was just a complete misplay of vision there from Electi. I guess they just didn't expect it. And now that they've got Baron, That's going to allow them so much to get back into this game. Now, Baron is crazy at this point. It gives you the AD and AP, but doesn't give you the health and mana regen anymore, so you lose that part of it. But it buffs your minions so much as Propaganda Panda gets engaged on here.
Yeah, he gets engaged on. Will he be able to stay alive, though? He's got a bit of tankiness. Oh, forced to flash away. He does end up surviving. G-Killer taking a little bit of harass. He will have to go back, but he has got that 4-second recall. That's something else that's not even, mentioned sometimes, as we see them cannon minion going aggro with the Baron buff on him. Obviously gives your minions amazing siege potential as well. And Baron buff, as you say, it isn't what it used to be in the sense of sieging, in the sense that you could stay there all the time and use it as a poke comp. They need to push this on. They need to just pick a lane and just push, rather than waiting for Electi to come in and get back into the game.
Yeah, I mean, it does help you in sieging in other ways, though. It gives your minions resistance buffs and also increases the range of your cannon minions so that it's actually outside of tower range. So the cannon minion can sit there auto-attacking the tower, and if you can protect that, that's actually a consistent source of damage onto the tower that you're trying to siege up. So it allows you to siege in different ways, but it's definitely a massive siege tool. Probably even more so than it used to be. The health regen isn't too much of the problem for that anymore. You've just got to make sure you're protecting your minion waves, because they become ever more important. I've actually seen teams take Baron when they're behind, get the ace from Baron, take it, then push with a minion wave from that outer turret all the way through to the Nexus turrets in one go, because these minions are super powerful. Yeah,
it's pretty much like having a super minion with that extra buff that they all get. As you can see how hard it is now for the people of Electi to try and take this down, but I don't think they really feel confident enough to really go for this. They're kind of struggling a little bit to kind of pick something. They're actually going to go with a 4-1 split push. Aurelia pushing down that bot lane. She will also be able to give the buff to her minions as everyone's starting to rotate down. G-Killer coming in, doesn't quite get it. Gonna get jumped on a little bit, but Keys not going to be able to do much else from it. It looks like Vel'Koz's Q when the cannon minion shoots. It's quite strange, just for me to look at it. It's just very, very odd looking thing. But again, they're trying to siege up this bot lane, and that will be kind of the second tier 2 turret going down for them if they can get it. But it's all about if they can. Jeez, that
Shockwave with Samhodge.
Shockwave comes in. They're trying to go on top of it. They're trying to see if they get anything, but a flash was burned. Nothing else really coming out. Everyone's trying to poke down, trying to get so much more out of this. They're trying to get the turret as down as low as they possibly can. Keys puts himself in a little bit of a compromised position. Brixton taking more and more damage. He hasn't got the shockwave anymore. The crescendo is still available. They still have semi-sustained from Wiziu's Sona, which should keep them pretty safe. But again, it is so difficult right now. There's a huge wave in that top lane as well for Electi, so they're going to have to back away. They're going to have to deal with that, otherwise they risk losing the tower. And it's again, the Baron is not really giving them what they needed, but it's still keeping them in the game.
It's keeping them in the game, and they're actually ahead on gold, would you believe it, just because of that Baron and the amount of towers that they've got on the map too. Right now, though, it's going to be difficult because Brixton's positioning is really odd for me. He's pushing himself really far onto these towers, and you can't do that against an Anivia, because if you get caught by a stray stun, like we saw Brixton do there, you're going to have so much damage on top of you. And actually, Brixton took a lot of damage, and he could have easily been engaged on if Electi and Samhodge were in the right frame of mind and had that button down ready to pull the trigger. Brixton just was way too aggressive at that point.